welcome back to my channel. Today is the fourth video in my makeup inventory series. This one is focusing on all of my highlighters. So let's get into it. I have 4 of these pressed highlighters from ColourPop. The first is this shade Main Attraction. The second is the shade Here Kitty Kitty. This is the shade Angel Food. And the shade Talc. I like the formula on ColourPop's pressed powder highlighters. I mean, there's really not much else to say. They're just beautiful highlighters, and it's a nice formula. The Talc is a little bit dark. I could probably get away with using that as a blush topper as opposed to a highlighter, but I'm going to be honest, and I don't know if I've ever actually used that on my face yet. Next, I have this Ulta Beauty Illuminator in the shade Radiant Diamond. It's definitely got more of a sheen to it it's not very glowy, I guess. What am I trying to say? It's a nice highlighter. It's not super glowy. I have this Julep highlighter in the shade Champagne. You can see I've actually hit pan on this one. It took me about a year of almost everyday use to hit pan on that. This highlighter has 12 grams of product in it. It's gigantic. And it's just what it says. It's just a nice champagne-y color. I've had this for a while. It's starting to dry out a little bit. I'm hoping I can get a little more use out of it before I have to toss it because the formula's changed too much, but it's not there yet. Then I have this highlighter, the Heroin Glow 2 by Juvia's Place. This highlighter is a bit darker, so this is a better blush topper for me. But it's a beautiful color. And like all the other Juvia's Place products I have, it's a very nice formula. I have 3 of these Wet n Wild Mega Glow powders. I believe I purchased these because Raw Beauty Christie, I want to say it was Blossom Glow, she did a video where she put this on her face and it looked amazing, and I went out and bought these, and then I want to say like 2 weeks later that whole scandal with Wet n Wild about them not being cruelty free came out, so I have not really been using them, even though I should use them, at least try to get some more use out of them because I have them. But the Blossom Glow is a beautiful icy pink. Then I have Precious Petals. This is the more peachy goldeny color, and then Bloom Time, which is much pinker than the Precious Petals, but it's still got that like peachy undertone to it. I mean, they're nice highlighters, and I'm going to continue using them. I'm just not going to purchase from Wet n Wild anymore. Next are my ColourPop highlighters. I have 6 of the Super Shock highlighters and 2 of the light sticks. So this is the shade Fire. I just love the way these feel. They're so smooth. This is the shade Guilty Pleasure. This shade Fire, I believe, is a Kathleen Lights collab. This shade Guilty Pleasure is from their fall 2019. I think it was called like Whatever. Of course, the peachy, goldeny. I'm gonna need to find a different way to describe that shade since you're gonna see it so much, but the shade that I tend to gravitate towards. Then I have the shade, I'll do this shade Parallel. This is more of a blush topper. It's too dark for me to use as an actual highlight, but the color was so pretty that I had to get it. Finally, I have, of the ColourPop Super Shocks, I have the shade Felicity, which is a glitter, and I have the shade Showtime and Monster, which are pearlized. These, Showtime and Monster, are basically the same color, which on the ColourPop website, they look different enough, but on my skin, they look the same, so I'm not mad at the formula or anything like that. I just wish I had known how similar they were going to end up being, because I would not have purchased both of them. And then Felicity is basically the same color as these, but it's just got glitter instead of the more like pearlized finish. So I'm going to swatch all of these right next to each other. There's Felicity. You can see how much glitter is in that. Which I mean, I wouldn't wear something like this to work, but on days when I do my makeup and I'm just at home with my kids, I don't care if I have a lot of glitter on my face. This is the shade Showtime. Actually, you know what? This is much cooler than Felicity. Last time I swatched them, I thought they looked extremely similar, but this is definitely got like a warmer pink undertone to it than the Showtime does. This is Monster. Now, Monster and Showtime, to me, look pretty much identical to each other. I don't see much of a difference. Yeah, to me, those are basically the same shade. But it's okay, because I really like that shade for a highlight, so I'm not too upset about it. I just don't really need two of the same shade. This Blush Sticks is in the shade Earth. Again, it's like the cool toned pink, icy pink, and this is in the shade, whoops, Flycatcher. This was in a duo with the Bye Bye Birdie collection. And that's more of the, you can see it's got a lot of like peach and gold in it. Next, I have 6 Becca highlighters. I have one of the liquid highlights in Champagne Pop. I have a full size in Lilac Geode, which was the Ulta exclusive shade. And then I have 4 minis. This one is in Opal. This is my favorite Becca. Well, I'm going to say second favorite. It's the one I've had the longest, but I think Lilac Geode is probably my favorite. You'll probably be able to see remnants of blush swatches because I am filming this right after I did my blush video, so I have a little bit of stains on my arm from the cream blushes. But that was the shade Opal. This is the shade Rose Gold. This is the shade Moonstone. Uh-oh. No. There we go. It's almost like I didn't do that. Moonstone. And this is the shade Champagne Pop. This came in a mini with, or in a kit with the Rose Gold mini for 25 bucks, which is why I bought it, because I think normally they retail for $22, and I'm not going to pay $22 for a mini, but I will pay $25 for 2 of them. And then I'm not going to swatch the liquid highlighter because it's the same shade as that, just in a liquid form. And then this is probably my favorite shade, the Lilac Geode. It's pink and purple and gold, and when I swatched it at Ulta, it went on my wish list, and I waited months before I finally bought it, but I love it. It's so pretty. Actually, I have a couple more ColourPop highlighters. This Villains Mistress of All Evil is a Super Shock highlighter. I know a lot of people say that they find it too glittery. When you compare it, I should have done this on my other arm, but when you compare it with that Felicity shade, I don't think it's that glittery at all. Like, definitely not as much as Felicity. But this also, it just says Super Shock highlighter. It doesn't say if it's a glitter or pearlized or... And this is the Disney Masquerade Sleeping Beauty Princess Aurora highlighter in the shade Coronation. This is, again, one of those, like, peachy tones. I'm going to swatch it next to that leftover blush swatch. Just one of those light peachy highlighters that I can't seem to get enough of. I've got 3 of these e.l.f. baked highlighters. I feel like this shade Moonlight Pearl, everybody at one point had this shade. I actually don't know if you'll be able to see the dip in there. I've used it quite a bit, actually. I like these e.l.f. highlighters. I just don't like that they come with an overspray that you kind of have to scrub off. This is the shade Enchanted, which I don't like doing. I don't know why they have to do it that way. That's definitely a more golden. And then this is Apricot Glow. This is, of the 3, this is my favorite. I have this Laura Geller highlighter in Peach Glow. As with my blushes, I'm sure you're seeing a theme with my highlighters too. I have not used that enough. I really need to use that more. This is a Pixie Blush Duo in Peach Honey, but I use it as a highlighter. I believe this was also from an Ipsy bag. Ipsy or Birchbox, I'm assuming Ipsy. And I have Makeup Geek Duochrome Highlighter in Psychedelic. I love this one. It is pretty light though. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the duochrome in it, but it shifts from, it's one of the ones that shifts from pink to peach, but it's so pretty. And this Glow All Out from Soap and Glory. This doesn't, this is just like a, oh, there we go, a peach, but it doesn't have a ton of glow to it, I don't think. We're down to my last 5, and there's two from NYX and 3 from Makeup Revolution. 2 from NYX, this duo chromatic powder in Twilight Tint. My sister actually decluttered this and gave it to me because it's a very like icy, purpley blue highlight, and she doesn't wear that, but I like it. So then I myself bought the shade in Snow Rose, but it's unopened, so I'm not going to swatch that one because I do not need to open up another highlighter when I have all of these open already. And then finally, these three from Makeup Revolution, this strobe highlighter in Moon Glow Lights, I have not opened, so I'm not going to swatch that. But I have this liquid highlighter in the shade Starlight. It's a very cool icy pink, and I really like the highlight, but I hate this dropper. It doesn't pick up any, I feel like it doesn't pick up any product. I just don't like it. But you can see how like icy and silvery I mean, that was a big drop. Obviously, I would not put that much on my face, but when it's sheared out properly, it looks really nice. And then finally, oops, make sure that lid's on. Finally, this Ultra Strobe Balm in the shade Euphoria. This shade is actually very similar to Showtime and Monster from ColourPop, but it's, I'll just show you. The way that it blends out, it just leaves like this sheen on your skin. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's not glittery or anything like that. It's just like you've got this cool purpley pink glow. Well, those are all of my highlighters. As with my blush, I definitely tend to gravitate towards certain shades, but honestly, I like, if not love, all of the highlighters that I have, and I wouldn't, while I don't need or really even want to buy any more, I'm not upset about what I do have. I just need to focus on especially some of the older ones and use them up. But I hope you enjoyed, and the next video is going to be a doozy. That's going to be my eyeshadows, and if you think I have a lot of blush and highlighter, then wait till you see my eyeshadows. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.